What do you think of when someone mentions the U.S. military? For many, the Army, Navy, or Marines comes to mind. This was the case for me as well until a few years ago when I became interested in joining the United States Coast Guard. I then came to realize how amazing their mission was, and it was something I wanted to be a part of. Hi, my name is Ashley Stratton, and today I'll be speaking about the mission of the United States Coast Guard. The Coast Guard was formed in 1790, but it didn't become an official branch of the military until 1915. I think it's different than other branches because it focuses on rescue and preservation. Search and rescue is one of the main missions of the Coast Guard. There's so many highly trained men and women who risk their lives daily to save those lost and stranded at sea and on the Great Lakes. At Coast Guard stations around the country, including right here in New York City on Staten Island, boats, helicopters, and fixed-wing aircrafts carry crews that perform this critical mission, including search and rescue. There are 11 official missions with the Coast Guard. So the Coast Guard is a part of the Department of Homeland Security. So it's different from other branches of the military, which include the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines, because they're a part of the Department of Defense. So in order to defend the United States and keep it secure, the Coast Guard's other primary mission is port and waterway security. Another important component to the port and waterway security mission is anti-terrorism and counterterrorism. Illegal drugs entering our country is a huge problem, as many people know. Not only do these drugs directly impact the lives of Americans using drugs and their families, the business of the smuggling, buying, and selling these drugs leads to violent crimes that many times include murder. While many drugs make their way to the United States through land, there is also a lot more coming by sea as well. The Coast Guard is the first line of defense against smugglers trying to illegally bring drugs here. The Coast Guard covers millions of square miles of the ocean to stem the flow of drugs entering the U.S. More than half of the cocaine that is seized on its way trying to enter our country is found by the Coast Guard during drug interdiction teams. So the three missions we've already talked about are the most visible and publicized. There's 8 more that are equally important. One of these is aids to navigation. So this includes buoys, lighthouses, and channel markers that the Coast Guard needs to care for and maintain. There's harsh conditions on the water, so this is a year-round job. Large ships called buoy tenders go out, pull in, repair, repaint, and replace if necessary these aids to make sure that both commercial and recreational boaters can follow the rules and regulations of the road on our waterways so that they can stay safe. So not only does the Coast Guard worry about protecting humans, but a big part of their mission is protecting living marine resources. They focus on preserving marine life on over 90,000 miles of coastline. I hope you learned something you didn't know about the Coast Guard mission, and thank you for listening.